We're doing this live. So it's pretty comfortable. It's actually, and I guess I can let a little more air out. But yeah, it's really working out pretty good. You see, I can have my laptop right around here so I can do work if I need to, or live stream. And the big test is can I sit up in here without hitting my head on this thing? And that is a yes. So now I'm sitting on it like a chair, and that worked out pretty good. Alright, so here we go. Shout out to
Janice M.
We got Janice M
said
in the chat.
hello.
How's it going there, Bob? Nice to see you again. I'm glad you're back on duty. Did you have fun with Amy, Bob? That's what I want to know. So we got We the People in the chat. Shout out to We the People. Put link in the chat. Got to be quicker than that, Wendy. Yeah, I think We the People was first. Yes, he was. Yep. So that was pretty cool. Alright, so we're just checking. A little music check there. Might be a little bit loud. We'll pull that down just a touch. Touch down there. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit in the background. There we go. And we'll pull the birds back up. Happy little birds. So we got a lot going on today. We get to visit the artwork. We're going to visit some nature walks. We're going to visit me cooking. I'm breaking my fast and the dessert that I made. We're not going to be using the cutting table, but we still do have the me cam going on here. So I think what we're going to do first is I want to show you this picture I took. Where is it at? Where is this picture? Check this out right here. I'm going to blow it up big. Look at that. That's when I was picking mulberries. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at that. That's when I was picking mulberries. They're all over it. You know, there's
We the
mostly
People
yellow
75
jackets.
said hello brother, Red Cactus, Deborah Jeffrey our YouTube family with the Fry family.
Yes, it is. I'm just turning up my headphones here a little bit. There we go. Little headphone tweaks there. So yeah, check out that red wasp. So I got to do a photo shoot with that guy. It was a lot of fun. Most people would probably be too scared to work around a red wasp, but not me. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to, I think we're going to make some eggs. I was going to break my fast with berries, but I didn't want to introduce too much sugar to start with. So what I'm going to do, how's it going there, Mom of One? We got Mom of One, we got Wendy, we got Cindy, Red Cactus, We the People, Deborah Jeffrey, Danny, Fix War. I think I said that right. Frix War? How do we say that name? I don't know. My other assistant's not on duty today. And we got, I think that's about good enough for reading the chat right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some eggs. And I don't want to break my fast with sugar. Or even something close to it. So, and then I'm going to have the dessert that I made. I made a dessert right before the stream started. And it's, I got a little headphone here issue. We got a little tech issue here. I'm still trying to get my studio set up. Trying to set this thing up without spending $1 million I want it to look like $1 million, but I don't want to spend $1 million. So my headphones are actually a radio receiver. And I'm going to actually switch those right now here on the stream, because this is too much interference that I'm getting here. So just bear with me here. And we're going to do this. We're doing it live. We're doing this live. There we go. Much better. So much for the Grundig. It did not fare very well. We're going to take the batteries out of this hot rod. So another flaw with this radio is it's got a clock on it. It just drains the batteries. There's no off switch. So if you keep a set of batteries in this thing, it's just going to drain the batteries. So big fail on the Grundig. This is a no buy.
We the
You
people
can't keep the batteries in
75
it. So
said
anyway.
you already look like your studio is $1 million.
Yeah, I wish. Alright. So, alright, let's do this. Now, again, I'm going to eat some dessert after this. And, but I want to start off eating something that's not too harsh on the, because I haven't eaten it. It's 118 hours now. If you look at the clock. Yeah, 118 hours. So I'm doing 100, I did 118. By the time I eat, it will definitely be 118 hours. So let's get our, I forgot how to cook. I haven't cooked in so long. How do I operate this? What is this? What is all this? Yeah, I know. Alright, so let's see. How to cook eggs. Put butter in skillet. Put skillet on stove. Check. Put butter on knife. Check. Put butter in skillet. There we go. Adjust camera on chest. Check. So let's do that. Adjust camera on chest. That's part of cooking. Nowadays, you have to have your camera adjusted. There we go. That's a little bit better. I have to kind of hunch over a little bit, but that's a good view. So Bob is back on duty. Bob is here. Everybody say hi to Bob. Amy left for the week, so she was just in for the weekend. That's why Bob was not on duty. Amy is Bob's new girlfriend. I don't know how long they're going to last. They seem to have a good time this weekend. I don't know if Amy's going to come back, but we'll see.
Brett Broccoli.
Alright, there we go.
Said get Bob to adjust knickers. Check. Red Cactus. Said you so funny. We the people 75. Said Fry come on him your butler YouTube it for directions.
Yeah, well, I'm having to do a lot of stuff on the fly today, but we're going to have fun doing this. I'm going to unbutton my shirt. For some reason, my headphones are not... There we go. Oh, so I guess full disclosure here. I'll go ahead and show this. How much weight I lost, just in case y'all cared. I'll show this on screen. If I can find the pictures, I'm looking for it right now. I think these are today's pics that I took. Where is it at? That's a good question, isn't it? So here we go.
Red Cactus. Said yes please unbutton that shirt.
No,
Lol.
those aren't today's pics. This was 20. This is 5/4. This was the day of the fast. Yeah, that's a bummer. Or is it today? I can't tell. Let's see. What's the details on this picture here?
We the people 75. Said okay ladies get your dollars out.
Get your dollars out. I think I just deleted the picture. Where did it go? Oh man, come on! What happened? I think I deleted it. Let me go to the recycle bin here, and let me see if I can find it. Let me look for the deleted date. Yeah, there we go. Why did I delete that? Restore. I think that's today's. I'll just show it to you. So here we go. Why is that taking so long? It's one picture. So here we go. All right. I think this is today's pic. I'm not sure. This could be before I started my fast. I'm so organized with this. All right, here we go. Everybody, you got your dollar bills. All right, here we go. That's it right there. So yeah, I think that's, I don't know if that's today's pick. Let me look at details here. File info. That was May 4th. Okay, so that was when I started my fast.
We the People 75.
What a big fail.
Said up for auction is a muscular man doing a cooking show.
That's when I started
First
my
bid
fast.
starting at $5.
Yeah, so that was a big fail. I'll have to find after the fast. I've lost a lot of weight since then. So that was before the fast. And I will see if I can find after the fast. So, fail. Alright, let's get back to the world here. Reality. So our butter has already gotten too hot. So we're going to turn down our skillet. I got tangenting on my audio stuff. And I was all ready to show my before and after pictures. And I will have to do that on a short video or the next live stream. Stay tuned and you will see my before and after fasting pictures. I haven't eaten in 118 hours. Last time I ate was Wednesday, and I lost about close to 8 pounds. So, you know, it is what it is, right? You know that term. I'll show you my weight chart here in a second. I'll just put it over here in the camera. You can see that. There's my weight chart. And I'm not going to spend much time cooking today because it's just one of those things. I want to eat something. I'm going to go wash my hands with the happy setup here. So yeah. I gotta find my before and after pics and make sure that's right. So May 4th, actually I took a picture of the day after I started my fast. I'll have to figure it out. I have a lot of pics I took, so.
We the People 75. Said we have $20, do we have $25?
Don't make me laugh when I got this camera on my chest. Alright, here we go. We're going to put a little happy black pepper here. I'm just kind of winging it today, just because I can't wait to eat the superfood dessert that I made. So we're going to just smack some pepper on there just like that. And what else? We need to get our plate prepped. So we're slow cooking our eggs. We don't want them to stick. We're doing a slow cook. So let's go prep our plate with some grass-fed cheese. Yeah, so that picture I showed was before the fast, so that was my obesity level. So, yeah. And I know Red Cactus hates when I say that. Alright. I haven't used this cheese grater in almost a week. I don't know how to do
We
anything
the People
anymore.
75. Said the sexy man shaking the eggs.
You're making me laugh while I've got the camera on my chest. Remember, this camera is strapped to my chest, so anytime I laugh, it's gonna move. Sexy, my, you know what? Yeah. But the calendar says that I'm supposed to be 52. I tell people all the time, I don't exist in time, and I think that's what allows me to feel young when I feel young. And I probably look younger than the calendar age declares me to look. So that is a bonus. Oh, I want to talk about something. That's a good thing there. Reminds me. You know, celebrating your birthday is a ritual that could cause you to age prematurely. Say what? Yes. I'll say it again. Celebrating your birthday and singing happy birthday is a ritual that can cause you to premature.
We the People 75. Said brother I like this chat teller. Okay, back to the bidding, dry here $30.
Am I worth at least 30 bucks? Come on. Can we get 30 bucks? I'm going to put a little extra butter in this just because I'm breaking my fast and I want it to be more on the fat side. Okay? I'm breaking my fast with a little bit of fat. okay? And then I'm going to have my berries and stuff here after this. So again, I want to get back to, that's probably enough butter. Yeah, we're done. We don't need that much. So I've been doing some research on singing happy birthday. This song is some type of ritual, and it is it makes your clock kind of reset, and it kind of almost makes time linear when it shouldn't be. Time is always in the now, but when you celebrate birthdays, there's a good chance it could cause you to age prematurely. So I have always told people I don't exist in time, and anybody that knows me, close enough that knows me, even my family, they know I don't celebrate birthdays. And I absolutely cannot stand birthday parties.
Brett Broccoli said singing happy birthday is part of my shtick. How dare you? Tears of joy. We the People
Yeah.
75 said we have $33, can I get $35 and we will throw in a pat of butter.
Yeah, that would be good. Can we get some more of this agave mayonnaise here? Right there. Can we get some of that? This is like $10. So I'm going to put this as a side dip for my eggs. So this is going to be a little bit more fat we're adding, because I'm breaking my fast with fat, and then I'll introduce the stuff that has a little bit of sugar in it. So we're going to have just a little bit of that, maybe a little more. No, but I'm not joking. Celebrating birthdays. Now, let's think about how, and I know, Brett, whenever you were singing happy birthday the other day, I can't remember if that was on your stream or whose that was, but I was going, oh, don't do that. You're going to make that person age faster. Not like that really happens, but I mean, come on. You were born one time, okay? You're born once. Once. Your mom did all the work. Your dad was there a little bit. And the person that should be getting the thanks and the celebration is your mom, not you. Your mom should get the card to say thank you. But it really doesn't make any sense, because you were only born once. So you should only be able to celebrate your birthday never. Because you weren't born to celebrate you weren't there to celebrate your birthday. Your parents were. You didn't know you existed. So you're celebrating something that already happened. And you're thanking the person that didn't have anything to do with it. You're thanking yourself. And you got all this
We
praise.
the People
Oh,
75 said $40 going $45.
I had my shirt unbuttoned. Whoops. Camera fail. So anyway, yeah.
Brett
so,
Broccoli said Wendy McLean did me singing happy birthday to you, age you prematurely.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So if you're going to celebrate your birthday, it's kind of an impossibility, because you weren't here to celebrate it. You were only born one time. I don't know why I'm having headphone issues today.
Janice M. said show little more skin and the dollar will go up.
You know, here's something cool. The cleaner I eat, the softer my skin gets, and the better it looks. Just in case you're wondering. All right, so now it's almost time. We're slow cooking our eggs today.
We the People 75 said see ladies unbuttoned short should be up to $65.
All right, look at that. Look at that happy flip. Now we can put some sea salt on here, because you don't want to pre-salt your eggs. When you pre-salt your eggs, they do get rubbery. And we're going to use Katie's spoon rest right there. We're going to grab some salt, and people think I eat a lot of salt, and I actually
People
don't.
75 said oops.
Yeah, oops. Yeah, sorry about the shirt unbuttoned thing. So I don't eat that much salt. I've heard some people tell me that I do, and I only eat one time a day. So you think I'm eating 3 meals a day with all this salt. No, I only eat 1 meal a day. So I'm not eating that much salt. And the salt I do eat is clean. What else do we want to add to this? We already put pepper. You know, let's step it up a notch. Let's get some cayenne pepper. We're going to do this to get a little better action for our blood. Right there, a little cayenne pepper. Boom. We're going to make this a little bit hotter than normal. We're going to do a little bit more and a little bit more. There you go, Red Cactus. That's just for you. Alright? I know how much you love cayenne pepper. And that's about all we're going to do.
People 75 said, sorry brother, I said shorts not shirt, lol, final bidding going once.
Alright, so we're going to come over here and warm our plate real quick. This is going to cool off a little bit, not much. And we're going to just set this right on top of this cheese right here, just like that. And we had a little bit of a stick, but we're just going to do a little tap like that, and it's going to come right out. There you go. Alright, so there's our happy egg. Let's go put this off to the side. And I am probably a little bit hungry because I haven't eaten in, if I wait another 10 minutes, it'll be officially 118
We the people
hours.
75 said, any other bidders going twice.
So here we go. This is going to be weird to chew something. I haven't chewed since Wednesday. So we're going to cut this up here a little bit. I'm not making bacon. I'm trying to eat as clean as possible. And I know eggs probably are not that clean, but this is fat and it's not sugar, so I'm not breaking my fast with sugar. So look at that. And it's got the cheese in there with the Bragg's nutritional yeast. And then we have a little dipping area right here with our agave. So we're just going to hit it by itself first and see what we got.
We the
What are we
people
working with here?
75 said, sold to Red Cactus for $40 with a pound of hamburger.
Rock and roll. Alright, that's actually awesome. I haven't chewed in since Wednesday. It is kind of weird actually to eat something. You know, I was thinking I could just not eat ever anymore in my life. And that's why I was wanting to show you those pictures. To show you how much weight I've lost. But I showed you the before picture, not the after.
Janice M said, yuck, it's runny yolk.
You don't like runny yolk? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not runny like, if I was making steak and eggs, it would be a lot runnier. So if I'm making steak and eggs, it's runnier than that. But yeah, this is very soft yolk. And there's still a little residual cooking going on here. So, yeah. So you don't like that, Janice?
We the people 75 said, I may be your butler, but man, you brother We the people 75 must really love you as his brother.
Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to pause this. I want to show you the dessert that I'm going to have. And then we're going to go take a little nature walk. So, this is the dessert I made earlier. And I'm going to go show you. I took video footage of how I harvested 1 pound of mulberries to make this dessert. And I probably won't be eating all this to break my fast. I might eat half of it. So the bottom is grass-fed butter. I heated that up, and then I put the walnut butter that I made on top of that. And then I put the mulberries on top of that I just picked about an hour ago. Maybe an hour and a half. And then I put a little bit of honey across the top, that Madava honey, the really clean honey. I'm going to put this back in the deep freeze. And now we're going to go for a little nature walk. And I'm going to show you a video that I did. I took of me picking the berries, and I want to show you how to pick mulberries like a pro, because a lot of people don't know that they're picking mulberries wrong, and I want to show you why you're picking them wrong.
Said, now you have a very small portion on your plate, so from you fasting so much your stomach probably shrunk.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah, I'm sure it definitely shrunk.
We the people
All right.
75 said, Wendy, with a commodity like Fry TV you gotta be quicker to bid.
Y'all are funny. Alright. So now let's step this up a notch. And let's find our nature video. And let's go for a little walk. I want to go for a little, let's go harvest some mulberries. Nope, we're out here on the property. No, we're not. We're not on that property. We're on this property. We're out here on the property where I planted mulberry trees. And when I say planted, I took a cutting about this big from the mother tree, about that big, during the springtime, right before the leaves came out. And I just stabbed it in the ground in the wood chip pile. Right here, you can see. Just stabbed it in the wood chip pile. That's it. Nothing magical. There was no roots on it. So I'm still here. There was 3 of them out here. We're watching this together. There's one tree there. I'm eating right now. There's another tree over here. And there's another tree back there. And now look at them. See, I'm eating. So I'm going to show you how to pick mulberries like a pro. We got our solar cart. Came out here with the sun juice. Got our ladder just in case we want to reach the top, but there's plenty on the bottom, so I won't need the ladder. I've already been picking from a couple of different trees. Also, those are the two mulberry trees that I rescued from my mom's place. I had to dig those up by the root system. And that's also a donor tree. So this is how you pick like a pro. You got your walking stick with your bucket on there of your choice. And you don't want to pull down, because if you pull down, it's going to break the membranes of the berries. You want to pull towards the trunk like that. Just barely even do that and it falls right out. So you just throw them in your bucket and you don't damage the outside. So right here you can see there's eggs on that one. There's somebody laying eggs. I'm not going to grab that one. So you just pull towards the trunk just like that. Pull towards the trunk. You don't pull down, because if you pull down it's going to break the membranes. Show you one more time. So you go this way towards the trunk. It's a sideways motion, not a down motion. So you go sideways towards the trunk. See that? You never thought you'd have mulberry picking 101. And this stick, let me get positioned a little bit better here. Okay, yeah, this is amazing, by the way. Anyway, you get the picture. This is like the best eggs I've ever had. So there's an abundance here. You just pull towards the trunk, just like that. It's not
We
really
the people
pulling, it's
75
just slide them off the branch.
Said man, I've never
Now,
seen
these
him
are
ever
not
in my
completely
life
right.
be that
Let's see if
big.
that technique works.
The ones I
Yep.
seen was small.
So see that? Now if you'd have pulled down, that would have, watch, I'll pull down on one. Well, that one's ready to go anyway. But some of them that are not quite ready to go, when you pull down on them, it will, you have to just tug on them. So we the people, they get bigger than that. They get really big here. And the tree that I got this from was on my mom's property, and I dug it up, and that's been the donor tree. And it's kind of a rare variety because it's a variety that holds the berry before it hits the ground. How's it going there, John? And it will not release until it's completely ripe. So you can actually pick the berries and they're in a ripe state. So yeah, they'll get almost an inch and a half. Some of them could get 2 inches, but most of them are about an inch to an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half. I don't know why my video is doing that, but it's because I'm using Windows Media Player. A lot of this is tested and tuned. So that'll put it in perspective. There's 3 mulberry trees here, and remember I had the wood chip piles all the way across here.
We the
and I would
people
just stab the branch
75
in the ground. A little bitty
said,
branch.
did everyone smash that like button like smashing taters?
Oh man, I like some taters
These
right
things
now.
have been here for either 3 to 5 years, I'm not sure. But I'll look back. But here's a good example. So this tree here is putting on bigger berries.
Look how long
See the
those
size
are.
of those?
Look at that. We the
Look at
people.
that. See that? And you don't want to pull down, you just go towards the trunk of the tree. See that? You just push towards the trunk. Just slide it. And that's it. It's that simple. And I'm still fasting. I'm about 117 hours into my fast. I plan to break my fast today with high energy foods like this, so I'm picking these. I'm going to make some, I already have some walnut butter, so we'll probably just use that. Now the wind blew the branch away, so I can't pick them. But I like these low branches. I'm not cutting these. I know they're kind of blocking my driveway, but I'll drive around them.
Hey, super salty.
have this abundance. And even an
ABC.
unripe one like that will come off if you do that little sideways motion. And before you know it, in your picking bucket, you'll have that. See, I got seeds right there. When I want to plant a renegade garden, I just throw some seeds out, and I just put holes in the ground and use the bottom of my stick as the planter.
We
And I
the
got my
people
paper towels to
75.
dry off my hands if my
Said
hands
man
get
that
too
huge. See you did great with the weight brother when I was teasing you earlier. Willpower.
picking mulberries. So again, just like this, you go towards the branch. You basically just pop
Towards
them
the
off
trunk.
like that.
Towards the trunk of the tree.
So it's that simple. It's a superfood. I would normally be eating a lot of these.
Said just stopping in
that's-
to send out a shout out to Freedom Canada is on the GOO LETSSSS GOO.
Let's go, Queenie. Shout out to Queenie. Put your link in the chat. Much love.
On Fry TV. Check it out. See you in the chat. If you got a channel you want to get some more exposure to, just jump in the channel. Jump in my live chat. I'll hand you a blue wrench, a promotional wrench. Not to be a moderator, but just so you can put a link in the chat, and Nightbot will post your link.
Brett
Get a blue
Crockett
wrench just like
said
that.
you must have amazing nut butter and berries to
See how
fetch
that
such a
works?
high
That simple?
price at
You don't
auction.
pull them down. You go sideways. That's what I'm saying. You go towards the trunk of the tree. You don't want to go out away from the tree. You want to pull
Must
towards
have
the trunk of
amazing
the
nut
tree.
butter.
And it pops them a lot easier. You try to pull them
Yeah.
down, your hands are
Yeah,
going to
Brett.
mess them up. You're going to be
Everything
full
I
of
eat, for the most
mulberry
part,
juice,
is
and it's
all
gonna take away
organic. If I can source
the
it.
outside membrane.
Or it's grown on the
There's
property.
been a lot of wildlife eating on them. So if there's like a yellow jacket or a red wasp eating on one, I'll just leave it alone. There's tons on the ground, so then there's tons up in the trees. So it's not like I'm taking away from the birds. We got stuff for varmints to eat and ground animals, and we have stuff for people to eat like me. And then the birds can get to the ones up high. See here, you can see the wood chip pile that's still
Zed's
biodegrading.
place.
But what's cool?
Said here we go, round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, here we go, round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning.
Nature kind of feeds on itself there.
Shout out to Zed.
So that's how to
There's
pick
Zed's
mulberries
art right
at the
there.
flow. You gotta have your.
There's Zed's art. Check it out. Go to, drop your link in the chat there. And the part that Zed's is this. It's 8-ball right here. Right here. So look, it even says Zed on the bottom. Signed Zed engraved. And I almost made 420. It's 423. But I almost made 420. But it's 423.
Party
off.
Bonza. Said good to see you, Fryman.
How's it going there, Parta Bonza? Did I say it right? Parta Bonza? There we go. Alright, let's get back to some mulberry picking here. And I'm definitely going to have to use a better video player than Windows
This is a
Media
good
Player.
variety.
To do this.
This one just
Look at
fell in
that.
my hands. So I
Look
love
how
these
big that
trees.
is.
What I do is when these trees clone perfectly like they do, I'll take cuttings off of this tree, and I'll just take cuttings and I'll stab it in the wood chip piles I got around the property, and just create abundance, a food forest. And it's good for nature. It's good for your body. It's just all around good for the environment. Look at that one just hanging there, ready to pop off. And another trick too is if you're not holding your walking stick like I'm doing, you stab it in the ground, and then you come over here, and you can see underneath, and it exposes all of them. So that's another trick because they're hiding under the leaves. So it looks like there's nothing here. Oh, look at that.
We the
See, these are a
people
whole bunch of unripe
75.
ones right now.
Said if you're new to the channel,
So there's
like, share, and subscribe and barbecue the notifications bell ding ding ding.
Ding a ding ding ding. Just like we the people
This is
said.
a lot more difficult, holding the camera in one hand. I don't have the chest mount camera right now, but some people have requested me to show this
got Hot
experience.
Damn, we
of
got Queenie.
picking mulberries.
Says
And see,
place.
like that just fell into my hand. Some of them, when they fall into your hand, that means they're perfectly ripe. That's probably the highest nutritious value in those, is the ones that just fall into your hands. And the ones in the ground are obviously going to be the highest nutritional value,
Zed's
but I leave
place.
those for nature.
Said this just tripped
This
me
is a-
out. It's like you doing a premiere, but live. Very cool.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
But this one survived. And this tree here produces some very
Shout out to
sought after
Zed.
wood because the wood does not warp when it gets wet. People have Paulownia forest. This is the decorative variety of the Paulownia,
I'm also
not
eating.
the lumber version.
So it allows me to eat.
The lumber
I'm
version
breaking my
grows up more
fast, Ed.
straight. This one has
I did about
more
118 hours.
flowers and just kind of looks more lanky. And also, when you're picking mulberries, especially in Texas, you don't want to do it when it's mosquito eating time. I've only felt one mosquito. Either
Mosquito feeding, not eating.
try to bite
Mosquito
me.
feeding.
And see, these are just falling. This is perfect
said that
timing.
wrong.
It's like right there. You just push towards the trunk. You don't pull down. If you pull down, you're going to have a big mess in your hands, and you're going to ruin your mulberries. So that's the way I do it. This walking stick is used for a lot of things. I put my speaker in there when I'm walking, the nature
Kelly
walk,
Wayrauch
so I can listen to
said,
Color
I love
Fairy
mulberries.
or whatever I'm listening to at the time. And I got my harvesting. And
Yeah,
see, this
Kelly, the
works
mulberries
really
are
cool
awesome.
'cause You just pull
Shout out to Kelly's
my private
Crafting.
stick. And then
She's,
when you go
can
in the
make
house, I
something
can
out of nothing.
soak these
So
in.
Kelly, put your link in the chat there so everybody can go check out their
We the
channel.
People 75. Said remember on the farm make sure you clean your plate.
Right? I cleaned my
Oh, you
plate.
need to mow your property. No,
All right, listen to this
pollinating.
story.
season. And the bees.
A few of
need
my
the
neighbors
flowers
were complaining
for
that I didn't
wildlife.
mow my property
I'm
enough.
just going to mow the trails to the pecan trees. So here's all the pecan trees. When you see me making pecan butter, it comes from all these pecan trees. They're all throughout here. You can see them there, there,
Queenie
all of those.
said, I love Saskatoon berries. Have you had the chance to try some?
And
No.
then some on the other side
They
of
don't
the
grow
property. When I
around here.
built
I'm
this
not
tank,
familiar with them, Queenie.
it kind of
gonna have to
disrupted a
look
little
into
bit of
that.
the pecan tree growth. I lost some trees. Didn't know that I was going to, but it happens. But I gained a lot of other nature. So this is where the pecans come from. And like right here is another wood chip pile that I can stab mulberries in all throughout here. Like I did over there. That was the first wood chip pile over there. And that's a mulberry tree over there.
There you go. So Brett put Kelly's link in the channel. So everybody go check out Kelly's Crafting. There it is. Crafting and coffee. It starts about 1 o'clock Central Time and goes up into the 2 o'clock, the top of the hour, sometimes over. It just depends on her sophisticated project or if it's kind of easy to do.
Tree I
Most
have on
of
the
her stuff
property
is
where it
hard to do,
produces the
though.
really small ones. All the rest of these are the bigger variety.
Queenie
The
said
paper
it's a
shells
cross
and stuff.
between blueberries and choke cherries, sweet and so good.
Wow. Yeah, I've never really eaten one of those. I'll have to check it out, Queenie. Appreciate
crap.
that.
And this thing produces more than any other tree because it's closer to its parrot version. And then over there is the tank. The water starts there and it goes all the way back over there. So I think that should cover it. That's the way I like to pick mulberries. This is probably all I need to pick for today to break my fast. So we're
that
gonna
was a
put this
pound
on.
of mulberries. I picked a pound of mulberries in about 1 hour or less than an hour.
And just got to be careful not to spill our crop here. This would normally not be an issue if I didn't have a camera in my hand.
Spill our harvest,
All right.
not our crop.
So there we
But
go.
Close enough.
This is just mulberry stuff. It's not anything else. So yeah, it's when I want to touch my phone or something that your hands will get messy picking mulberries. So that's it. That's an update for the harvesting. And I have blackberries, obviously, that I harvest too. I did harvest some of those this morning. And they grow everywhere, but the biggest part of them goes up the back side of the berm where it's elevated on the property, all the way across the back and then all the way around. When I bought this property in 2003, there was just two kind of dewberry patches. So what I ended up doing is I went to all these Whole Food stores and all the grocery stores, and I bought blackberries and I just planted them. What I would do is eat them outside, and I would spit the seeds out. So I have all these different varieties of blackberries on the property. I even have a variety called Primacane that was developed. It's not GMO. It was crossed with another variety to where it produces on the first year cane. That's why it's called Primacane, because blackberries only produce berries on the second year. So you'll have a vine grow on the ground, and that was not going to produce this year. But on the second year, that vine, let's just say if this was a blackberry vine, this would be the first year growth. You're not going to get any berries on it.
We the
And then
People
the second year you get
75
berries on it. Well, with
said
the
gotta
Primacane
love the
version,
warm weather in
that A&M
Texas.
design and made somehow,
Yes.
wasn't GMO. It produces on the first year.
Yeah, I couldn't live where it's
So-
cold.
Yeah, I really like
Gary.
how they did that.
I couldn't handle it.
Just had a bug fly in my mouth.
Yeah, I just had
What
a
else
bug
can
fly
we
in my
do
mouth.
here? It's always that last mulberry that's staring at you. This one, look at this guy.
Yeah,
I don't
squirrel.
want to eat this one so bad, but I gotta wait until 2. I got a couple more hours before I can break my fast. So look at these. Look at that one. And the older the tree gets, the bigger these berries will be. So they'll get fatter. Not necessarily longer, but fatter. See that quick, I picked that many. Just by doing that method of pulling towards the trunk and not down. So pull towards the trunk. There we go.
So Ernie Keck, I got a story about golf
It's that
balls.
easy.
So
and then look, you
a
have
few of my
superfood,
neighbors play golf.
Nature's Candy, Nature's Nutrition, Healing Foods, High Energy Foods. I would say that a mulberry is one of the highest nutritious foods that you can eat, because you think about it. Look at the
We the
leaves
People
gathering the energy from the
75
sun.
said unfortunately I can't handle dealing with snakes.
How deep they go. So they're pulling nutrition deep out of the ground, all the minerals they need. Plus I planted these
Kelly
in the
Wayroach said was the bug part of your fasting.
Here's something I want to point
Yeah.
out.
No, I spit out the
before we,
bug, Kelly.
ease out of the,
So I didn't eat the
premiere
bug,
here.
so I wasn't cheating. I spit it out.
See
Kelly.
that mulberry tree right there? How small it is? That was planted that was a transplant. The root system was like 15 feet on each side. I had to dig that up. It took me a long time to dig that up at my mom's property. And look how big it is. It's not that big because it's planted straight in this is blow sand. So my property is just nothing but sand. Okay, that's why I'm dumping wood chips. See, this is what my soil looks like. It's basically dead soil. So why I'm having them dump wood chips for free, like there's another wood chip pile, is to revitalize the soil. And those are growing straight in the blow sand, and that's how slow they're growing, okay? But that's the donor tree. There's 2 donor trees on the property. That one and one in the front yard. But see how slow it's growing? It's not really thriving. But look over here how much greener this is. How this tree is thriving.
And they're
It
younger.
puts off bigger, juicier berries, just a little bit bigger, and they're a little bit juicier. And this is why. This is the same blow sand, but this was a whole row of wood chips. It was about maybe 6 foot tall here. All right, so what happens when nature takes its course, I'll show you. These are my old watering buckets from the water well. So look at these mushrooms. See the mushrooms? All those mushrooms everywhere. See that? That means you got healthy soil. So all these wood chips, see how it's built up here? This was about 6 feet tall. And they're sinking down, building the soil, good fungus in the soil, and the trees are living off of that. So is the Paulownia tree. So that's why these are thriving and are producing better berries and a higher amount of berries too per cluster compared to the other one. It's because of the wood chips. So that's why I'm putting wood chips on the property, and I get them for free. These people call me and say, you want a load? Yep, and I have to stop everything I'm doing and then they dump these loads all around the property. I just figure out where I want to plant more trees, and eventually I'll stab some whatever tree I want to propagate. I'll just stab the branch. I'll just take the branch, just like this over here. I mean, we could do it now, but it's the wrong time of year. You don't want to do it this time of year. You want to do it right before the leaves come out, right before the leaves are budding out. So kind of right before springtime. But this is all I do. This is how I planted those 3. And not all of them take. So you plant as many, you stab as many as you can, and you have an abundance of branches. And I literally just stab it in there just like that, about that far. And imagine that being a mulberry branch or a fig branch. I do figs the same way. I have the donor tree in the front yard, and I have fig trees planted over there and over there. And I had some over here. Some of them made it and some of them didn't because of the freeze. And then eventually you'll have a food forest right here. So that's what the wood chips are for. Some of the neighbors, because this property is on the back side of a neighborhood. This property is not in the city limits, but there's been a few neighbors, at least one, make a comment that the wood chip piles were a fire hazard. And I know that those people are from California and they probably don't understand about wood chips, but they're not a fire hazard. I have never seen a wood chip pile burn unless somebody poured diesel or gas on it. So once I explained to them what I'm doing to rebuild the soil so we can have a food forest, they kind of calmed down. So here's another mulberry tree. This is
going there, Katie?
This one just popped up. I did not plant this one, so a bird or something planted this one. So it'll be interesting to see what variety it's going to be. And if it's a good variety, great. If it's not, I still leave it. I can still mow around this tree. It is a little bit close to the pecan tree. And you can see all the damage from the ice storms. When we had the ice storm, it broke a ton of my trees, so
Ernie
all
Keck
those branches are broke.
said, hey
This
bud, your stream broke up when you were telling me something about golf balls and your neighbor.
All right, I'll tell you here in a second, Ernie.
And then some of them broke and they're not producing. Now I stabbed this mulberry tree over here later.
Just give me a second, Ernie. I'll tell you the golf ball story.
And that's a mulberry tree right there. It hasn't started producing yet. So it's not doing as good as the other ones because it's at the end of the wood chip pile and it's getting that north wind. This is north, so it's getting that north wind. But the good news is, look at this. We have a fresh baby paulownia tree coming up right there. And see all these paulownia trees.
We the
This
people
one
75
was,
said, so if you plant that in the wood pile, it explains that it stays moist on the roots and then transplant it.
Exactly. I just stabbed the branch in the ground and I don't do anything else.
companions to that mulberry tree. Oh wait, it's already producing mulberries. Scored. So I'm out here in just shoes. You know, that's the reason why my legs are all messed up. I'm just wearing shoes without socks. You can't walk out here in your bare feet because there are things that you can step on. Major stickers. This is Texas. It's not like other parts of the country. And we have the bad snakes here too. So look at there. It's the good variety because this is a donor plant. This is a clone of the one of the 2 donor trees. And it's already starting to produce this small. And there's a paulownia right there. And there's some of my art. I planted that vine. Let's go check on our grapevine. It's my little windmill thingy. And it always turns. So I discovered that you can take and put HVAC aluminum tape in the spokes. And I've been doing this for a long time. And it turns your bicycle wheel into like a windmill. And there you go. So that's putting on the fence line here. And it's always turning.
Zed's place said,
Even when the
looks
wind's
great
barely
out there,
blowing, it
thumbs
turns.
up.
So here's the grapevine that I transplanted over here. and it'll be interesting to see when this thing starts really producing, but not really producing yet. And here's another wood chip pile on the other side of the property. And what happens with this is whenever it's too wet for them to dump, they'll dump right here on the outside of the property, and then I'll pick from this pile to do landscaping around the property. So I'm always digging on this pile.
We the
over
people
the other
75 said, yeah, them stickers really hurt. I think he'd rather touch a cactus.
Yep.
That's why there's a wood chip pile on the other side of the fence, because it will rain so hard that they can't get into the property. They'd be stuck, and it's happened before. It's rained so hard that they've gotten stuck right here dumping. I have some video footage of that I might find and post that. Look at all the pretty flowers. So here's a perfect example. Here's a blackberry vine. This is the first year growth, okay? So there's not going to be any berries on this, obviously. But next year, there will be fruit and berries on this. This blackberry vine will produce fruit. So it takes 2 years for your canes to produce with blackberries, the standard ones. So yeah, this is a food forest, and you can see where the trees have a lot of ice damage where those big limbs broke. I lost a lot of branches, a lot of pecan branches from the ice storm. But I could not stop it from being, it was below freezing for 17 days. And then those last days towards the end, it was like 3 and 4 degrees at nighttime was the low temperature. And then it was hovering around 10 degrees. This is Central Texas. We're not supposed to be getting cold weather like that. So our winters are lasting longer, and our winters are getting colder. And this year we've had more rain than normal. We haven't even got close to 100. And I said I was going to shave my beard when we reached 100 degrees. But it might be a while before I do that. So look at this. All right, so see these pecans right here? These are all just voluntary pecan trees. All those. And they're coming from this tree, which is the native pecan tree. The only one I have on the property that produces those really tiny pecans, but they're excellent. They're high oil content. So I'm just gonna let these do their thing. You know, if you try to transplant them, you'll mess them up. So I'm gonna let them do their thing, and they're all
Red
around
cactus
here. You just start looking.
Said my truck is now fixed and I am a happy camper.
Awesome. That's good news, Red Cactus.
2 more figs now, because I love those. The figs variety that I have is the best tasting fig that you can ever think about eating. And how I do figs is, and I'm going to do a video about that, is I'll just harvest them off the tree, and then I'll take and rinse them off.
We
all
the people
geoengineering
75
nonsense.
said, yeah, I remember that video of the ice storm.
But if you put them in the deep freeze, you'll throw rocks at ice cream. It's better than any ice cream you've ever thought about having. So just try that. I'll have to figure out the variety I have. I forgot the name. I bought it from Bloomers, and yeah. So we're just gonna head back to the house now, and we're gonna turn down some
We're on the
colors
solar
here.
cart.
I haven't been able to talk to Colors here yet. I know I've played his music before, so I don't get strikes. So if I do get some kind of copyright strike, YouTube doesn't ban my video, I'd love to be able to say, okay, I got his permission. And then I have pear trees, and I planted some apples and pears down there, and they're not doing so well. But I do have 1 or 2 apple trees left on the property. A lot of them have died. And then this is a combination grapevine / pear tree that produces pretty good. And this thing is old. This thing's well over 20 years old. But it's basically just something to hold up the grapevines, which are those muscadine grapes. I've planted I have Concord grapes, I have muscadine, and I have black Spanish grapes on the property. So I do have a couple of pear trees left, and then I also planted some new ones. I have a couple of Granny Smith apple trees. This is a really good producing pecan tree, good variety pecan tree right here, but it had poison ivy a lot, and it still has a lot of poison ivy growing underneath it. So I'm still salting that stuff out
We
of
the
there.
People 75. Said camper happy cactus. Awesome. Bumblebee tuna, bumblebee taters, bumblebee berries.
With that some more. These are all more pecan trees. There's another good producer. Different varieties, all of them are different. This is a pine tree, one of the few that I have on the property. It keeps getting knocked over by wind.
I'll tell the golf
The
ball
tops
story
of it
there,
keep
Ernie.
getting cracked and
Give me a
blown
second,
over
Ernie.
because of the high winds here, but it's surviving. And just where
When
I
we
was
get back
at
to the
was
house,
the
I'll tell the
lightning
story.
strike area. There's some peach trees that are kind of surviving the freeze. This one halfway survived the freeze. It's not producing peaches this year. That one's got a few peaches. So this is not an area. Peaches are one of the hardest things to grow. This one died from the freeze. As you can see, my plum tree died from the freeze, the bulk of it. So the stuff that's coming up on the side, I'm not sure if that's the rootstock part or the grafted part. So I'll find out. If this doesn't produce any plums, then that was the grafted setup there. And then here's another pear tree that's still surviving. This is old, and there's a pecan tree coming up right beside it. So I'm gonna let the pecan tree come up there, obviously, instead of kill it, so it can take over the spot of the pear tree. There's a nice oak tree. Here's another pecan tree, and all these are pecan trees. Now these closer to the house don't produce that well, but this one in the backyard produces really good. So, and then the other side of the tank's over there, and on this side of the property it's pretty clear. There's not much as far as trees. So we're going to ease out of this premiere here, and nice to see everybody in the chat. Remember, you are what you eat. The only thing you can control in life is what you put in your mouth. Health is your true wealth. Live in the present so you can be at peace. Love you all, and we'll do this again soon.
We're not done yet.
Shout out to Mother Nature. Gotta love the mulberries. Can't wait to break my fast today with those and some walnut butter.
So there we go. There's some figs right there. All right, Ernie, here's the golf ball story. So you can see how there's houses backed up to my property, Ernie. And here, let me just turn on the right camera here. You can see how there's houses backed up to the property. So this side of my property is the 6 acres, and then this is the neighborhood. The back property is not in the city limits. Well, there's a couple of neighbors that plays golf, and they would practice, and they're hitting the golf balls on my property. So I'm constantly finding golf balls everywhere. And I collected them for years, but I've never been hit by one. So they knew better to do that when I was out there, if they'd hear me doing something. But yeah, there is a ton of golf balls on my property. All right, so shout out to DNL Treasures, Zed's Place, Ernie Keck, We the People, White Fang, let's see, ACB, Red Cactus. I'm gonna now, let's go get the dessert, the superfood dessert that I made. Oh, so here's the, I weighed in it at 160, 146. It was 145.8, almost 146. And I was dropping a little over a pound a day. And this morning I weighed in at 139. That's why I wanted to show you my after pictures. The picture that you saw at the first of the stream was when I was at this weight, 145. I'm gonna do a before and after picture like Red Cactus did on her Facebook stuff. She's posted her progress pictures. And I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight, except for cleaning viruses out of my body. So those of you that know me really close know what I'm talking about, but I want to nuke these viruses out of my body. So yes, there's the differential there, and it's almost a little over 7 pounds, close to it. But I broke my fast today, so that's worthless. Now let's go eat some superfood dessert. So now let's go get some obese food. This is not going to make you obese, but oh, it's going to be so good. We're pulling it out of the deep freeze. I made this right before the stream. These mulberries are the ones you saw me picking, and I have a whole bowl full in the other deep freeze that are frozen. I picked a pound of mulberries, and how do I know that? Because I got a scale right here, and I measured it. It was a pound of mulberries. And look at the blackberries on the property. Look at how big these are. They're not your little bitty ones. Look at this. This is what they grow. This is what it looks like on the property. Let me put them under some better light. So here's the size difference between a blackberry and a mulberry. Look at that. Pretty big. And these things are awesome. And there are just millions of them all over on the property. Just everywhere you step, there's a blackberry vine. And there's different varieties because I've planted so many different varieties. So they all kind of taste a little bit different. So yeah, some of them are smaller variety, some of them are the bigger variety. All right, so here's what we're working with here. This is a superfood dessert. If you watched any of my previous cooking streams, you know what this is all about. There's grass-fed butter on the bottom. There's walnut butter that I made from fresh walnuts. This is the walnut butter, and I make that with the food processor. You've seen those streams. And on the top, we have our mulberries and then just a little bit of honey. But we're going to step it up one more notch now that it's out. We're going to add a little bit of this Ceylon cinnamon here. Ceylon, like a silo. It's like a silo. Just going to add a dash right across that honey. We don't really want it on the berries, just on that honey part. Boom. Just right there in the middle. Hush, puppy. Shut up, dog. Alright, so now we're going to eat this. It's going to be like a superfood ice cream. So we're grabbing some of that butter on the bottom, some of that walnut, and then the mulberry. And then as we work our way towards the middle, we're going to start running into that honey. So it's going to step it up a notch. So let's see what we got here. Oh my God.
We the People 75. Said Holy Massey Ferguson and berries are Minneapolis Moline big.
Yes, they are. You know, when I tell people about the blackberries around here, even the mulberries are bigger around here. It's because the way I grow them and what I put high energy into them. I project energy into them.
Red Cactus. Said sorry Fry, but I am going for a drive now. Take care everyone.
Yeah, we're never going to see Red Cactus again. So this is the last message we'll ever see. She's gone. Our truck's been broke for like a week or two. She's like, oh, I'm just going to take a little drive. She'll be gone. She's probably going to drive to, I don't know, where do you want to visit? Not Canada, it's cold there. Yeah, everybody say goodbye to Red Cactus. Our truck's fixed now. She's out. She's going to drive to Hawaii. That's what she's going to do. Yeah, I feel your pain there. I've had vehicles not work and been in a situation where I couldn't go anywhere. Try a month? Oh, wow. Yeah, so yeah, she's going to go for a long drive. Well, I hope it runs perfect. I'm glad you got your truck running there. This right here is, take the word
Brett
amazing.
Broccoli. Said it's been almost 90 here and forest fires.
Computer, what's the temperature in Austin, Texas?
Right now, in Austin, Texas, it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 71 degrees.
computer, what's the forecast for Austin, Texas?
Right now in Austin, Texas, it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds, with a high of 92 degrees and a low of 71 degrees.
There you go, Brett. So this is amazing. I can't sit here and hype this up enough. How high energy this tastes by eating it, and how good for you it is, because you got the fats, the omega-3s. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, this is what I make this with. So I use my own pecans sometimes, but right now I need to crack some. So I use a pound of these, and I just put them straight in the food processor. You've seen me do this. This is about 4 cups. These are really good omega-3 source. The good fats. No preservatives. There's no gluten, obviously. No GMO. No salt, no sugar, nothing. And you can get this bag for like 5 something at your stores. And it makes great walnut butter in a food processor. And the food processor only costs me like 30 or 40 bucks.
Said you got it made. Barge, you have a piece of land that most men would kill for, and you have big berries growing on it. Also, you can't beat that with a broomstick.
Oh, Ernie Keck, there's a story behind that. I built this house in 97 in this neighborhood. There was hardly anybody in the neighborhood. And the property behind me was obviously not mine. And there was a grapevine growing on top it was growing over a pear tree. So I'm out there hacking the grapevine off the pear tree. I'm, quote, trespassing to save the pear tree because the grapevine is killing it. And I'm talking, it covered the whole thing. And that pear tree I'm talking about is the one I showed at the very end of my stream. I forgot to tell that story. So I got the grapevines off that pear tree. Well, the people that own the property, they come knocking on my door. Hey! So I go and I answer the door. So I go over here. I'm like, what the hell? And I answer the door. They're like, you've been trespassing on our property. You know, and then giving me a, you know, it was not that extreme, but it was pretty much that bad. And when I explained to them what I was doing, and why I was doing it, and who I was, they go, oh, I'm sorry, we love your dad, we know your family, you're good people. And so we had a great conversation. And I had never met them, but they knew my family because they were older. So then I told them right before they left, I was like, if you ever want to sell that property, which is the property that I have now, I said, go in there, Annie, I would love the opportunity to buy. So it was not, but maybe 5 or 6 months later, the opportunity came up. And I was not in a financial situation to buy that property outright. So I had to finance it. I paid, all right, wait for this. Okay, let's end the chat room. What do you think I paid for 5.6 acres that what you saw back there? And I'll just eat some more of this. So in the chat room, I'll give you a chance to respond. Now, this was what I paid in 2003 is when I bought the property back there. I built the house in 97, and I bought the property in 2003. What do you think I paid for 5.6 acres in Central Texas, 20 miles east of Austin in 2003? $24,000. 25. Keep on going. I'll let everybody guess, and I'll tell you if you're high or low. And then I'll tell the exact price. Remember, I'm right outside of Austin. Okay, Shirley's a little bit high. Wendy is really rocking close. Yeah, spoiler alert, Wendy and White Fang are really close. Anybody else want to put their money in there? Nope. Sherry, that's way too high. I got another story to tell with it. Wow, this is amazing. Look at this stuff. 48, 65. I'm telling you, Wendy and White Fang are really close. 1,500. A little high, Wendy. And just a touch high there. A beautiful day. All right, y'all ready for me to tell you? $53,000. All right, so I paid $53,000 for the property that y'all just saw in the video. 53, yep. It's a beautiful day. Now, here's the deal. All right.
Here are the top Amazon deals. Cable Matters long USB
Computer.
3.0.
Stop. I didn't summon you. See how they're listening all the time? All right, so now here's the rest of the story. I was willing to allow the neighbors to each buy the tract behind their house. Okay, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Let's go outside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go and do a little show and tell here. So, I hope this is not going to cut out. The audio might cut out for a second, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, the property I own is behind the house. So I went to every one of the neighbors adjacent to the property that I was going to buy. This one, and all the way down the line that was connected to the back of the property that I was going to buy. And I said, now is your opportunity if you want to buy your section and just buy a tract that goes all the way back. And everybody said, when we did the math, what it was going to cost. That's way too much money for that amount of property. This was in 2003. Okay. So I said, okay, then nobody wants to buy, because I gave everybody an opportunity to buy their tract behind their house. So they'd have a long backyard. Okay, and it was either everybody or nobody. So if everybody wanted to do it, it would have worked. But it had to be all or none. And it didn't work because not anybody bought. Nobody wanted it at all. So I ended up buying the whole thing because I gave everybody an opportunity. And they just dropped the ball. And yeah, it would have been cheap if they would have done it back in the day. So yeah, I ended up financing the whole thing with a local bank. And the bank, like the president of the bank and I went to the bank and we went riding through my property. This is how old school it was back in 2003. How much times have changed. I went to the local bank. He said, all right, let's go check it out. We go riding onto the property in his truck, because this is Texas. You know, the bank presidents have trucks. And I was good friends with a bank president because I did cabling in his house. So that kind of helped. So anyway, we ran around the property, goes, yep, this is a good deal, we'll do it. So $53,000 in 2003. And finally got the property paid off about, I would say 5 years ago or more. I can't remember. Maybe 5 or 10 years. So yeah, the property was paid off in about 5 or 10 years ago. So there's a little story about the property and how people really wish they would have bought the property now. That's the thing. Wendy, you did good Friday. Yeah, I got lucky. And see, I would have never had the opportunity to buy the property. Here's the story that's so magical. Because I was willing to save that pear tree. I was saving the pear tree because the grapevines will take it over and kill it and starve it from sunlight. I was willing to save the pear tree. And yeah, I was taking a risk by trespassing, but it was literally 15 feet from my property. And there was no fence. So I just walked back there. I'm like, and it was a lot of hard work. So I'm cutting the vines and everything. By doing that and showing that I cared about nature and the tree, I got blessed by having the opportunity to buy the property. If I would have not have done that, I would have never met the people. They would have sold the property, and it would probably be trailer homes or something back there, or some kind of RV park or something. So yeah, by me doing that is the butterfly effect, how I got the property. And of course, paying for it was a whole different story. But yeah. So let's go check on some stuff around the property. Let's these are live cameras on my camera system. This is just one of 2 big camera systems I have. There's the Happy Little Birds. There's the 65 Chevy. It was running the air conditioner. See that cord coming off the front? It was running one of my window units. It was running this window unit right here about an hour ago until it got cloudy. The sun's popping out just for a bit, but we're supposed to get some rain today. It was running this window unit until it got cloudy. Solar direct, no battery power. So there was enough solar power to run the window unit.
Said normally in some states your neighbor's tree lands on or interferes with yours, you can cut it.
Yep. That is the case here too for the most part. So there's the charge controllers on Rusty Watt. We can move the camera down. We can look at the neighbor's street. Right there, that's the bed of 65 Chevy. This is a real live footage of the 65 Chevy. And we can go over here and we can look at the Suburban. Right there, the big black Suburban. I need to go cruising in that thing. Look at those 38 super swampers. Got a 10-inch lift. I love that truck too. Let's see what else we got going on here. That's the old studio. How you doing? How's it going there, Fry? Doing pretty good. Echo. That's an indoor camera, obviously. This is the back porch. Look at my projects that I need to finish. Wow. There's the
occasionally sees up to 6
model.
feet.
Oh, this is something else I did. I added NOAA weather radio to the cameras that don't have microphones. So
East
check this
winds
out.
10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots.
Oh wait,
Waves 4
you're
to
not
5
seeing what I'm
feet.
seeing.
Occasionally sees
That
up
was
to
a major
6
camera
feet.
fail. All right.
Thursday, southeast winds around 15
Can't
knots
see,
with
yeah.
gusts up to 20.
So we'll go back. So there's the 65 Chevy. And you can see the cord right there that was running the window unit. There's the front yard. There's the Suburban.
We the People 75. Said we're pointing at the countertop.
Yeah, I just figured that out. Hey man, I'm a one-man band. You know, I aspire to be an Art Bell of the live streamer one day. But I don't have his voice, and it is a lot to keep up with. There's some charge controllers on the 65 Chevy Rusty Watt right there. Batteries are in charge, 14.3, so they're charging right now. So this is what I did. I added the NOAA weather radio to my camera system, so when I go to a camera that doesn't have a microphone, you hear the weather. Obviously, they're doing some type
The
of testing.
National Weather Service in Austin, San Antonio has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lee County, north central Fayette County until 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over La Grange, moving north at 15 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, public. At 3:43 p.m., quarter-size hail was reported in La Grange. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Giddings, La Grange, Serban, Northup, Rudisville, Ledbetter, Waldeck, Rabs Prairie, Plum, Warda, West Point, Winchester, and Mechanitz. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. severe weather synopsis for south central Texas.
Well, that's
Hot
not
and
good.
humid conditions are expected this afternoon.
Yeah, we've
with
been getting more
isolated
rain
to
this year
scattered
than ever.
showers and thunderstorms from late this afternoon through the evening, most favoring the central and western portions of the region. Any storms that develop could become strong to severe with
This?
large hail and damaging winds
How
being
slow
the
I'm
main
eating?
severe weather concerns.
All right, let me speak. This is so amazing. And see, my dad made a comment that he doesn't like the little green stems. See the little green stems on the mulberries? You don't taste them. You don't even feel them when you're eating them. There's no texture there. They're very soft. So it's not like a piece of wood. You know, right there. But that's about, because I'm almost where I can't finish this because my stomach has reduced in size from the 118-hour fast. So, computer, what's 118 divided by 24?
118 divided by 24 is approximately 4.9167.
5 days almost. 5-day fast almost. Look at me go. It's the longest fast I've had in a long time. Maybe ever. So yeah, I'm going to be watching the weather. It looks like it's moving north, which is coming straight to me. So yeah, the storm in LaGrange is coming straight for me with hail. So I'm probably going to roll
15
Let's see
miles
what-
per hour. Chance of rain
back
50%.
in the garage
Wednesday night, mostly cloudy.
pretty soon.
Lows in the upper 60s.
So
Southeast winds
I wish I could share this with everybody. God, this is good. All right, this is a little longer stream than normal, but it's my break fast stream. This is my... Remember, the word breakfast means breaking your fast. It doesn't mean the type of food you eat. It means you're breaking your fast. So just in case you're confused about that, the word breakfast is not a type of food. It's when you break your fast every day. So what did I have for breakfast? And it was a big break. About a 5-day fast. You saw me eat 2 grass-fed eggs. And there were these right here. This, I've done a ton of research on eggs. These rate really high in quality. The yolks are high color. They're not anemic looking. So this Vital Farms, I recommend them. They're not sponsoring anything, obviously. There's nothing sponsored. This stream costs me money to do. Okay? This stream costs me a lot of money and a lot of time. And I do it because I want people to be happy and healthy. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes right now of what I've been working on in the last 3 or 4 days. So the monitors I used to have here were 2 older hot monitors. I'll wait for the butler.
Zed's place. Said, and that's no yoke. Rolling on
That's
the floor laughing.
Yeah, that's no yoke. Yeah, exactly. No yoke. So I used to have 2 heavy old school Dell monitors right here, and they were in an angle this way, and this one was an angle because they really didn't fit in there. Those things were mega hot. It was like a space heater. In the wintertime, it would be great, but now that it's warmed up, I could not keep the kitchen cool, even with one of the window units on. Not with both. With both, it would be fine. So I took out those big, heavy, hot running, and they were consuming more power because it was running, when I was doing my stream, it was up around close to 300 watts. And now look at me now. 160 watts to run all this, well, minus these 2 monitors I don't have hooked up into that kilowatt. But I'm running all this stuff for basically about 200 watts, maybe a little bit over. So I stole some monitors. Okay, so yeah, there's what I did. I robbed Peter to pay Paul. But remember the monitors that were over here on my living room studio? Well, looking pretty sad now. But I don't stream out of here very much anymore. If I'm in here, it's in the winter time. This is kind of my wintertime hangout because this is where I watch movies with the home theater. And I don't have time to watch movies in the summertime. So I'll set this back up in the wintertime. There's the old studio. So yeah, just in case you haven't seen the old studio, I'm sure everybody has. We'll just do a quick tour before we kind of ease out. But this is the old setup. And this is, I'm probably going to spend the rest of my day here and take a nap because I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. But they got the 55-inch 4K monitor there, 34-inch monitor there, 24-inch, and one of the Dells. That's exactly like the Dells that I had in the kitchen, very hot running. I need to replace that sucker with another 1080p LED. And then that's the surveillance system monitor, so I can watch the cameras. Both of those monitors I can put the camera system on, so I can watch all 20-something cameras on the property and control them from right here with this mouse right there. The camera system. And I have my trusty assistant right here, just like on everything else. So yeah, this is and there's the slot car tracks. I got a HO track there. I know you've seen this before, but I'll just, some people, this might be new to you. And that's my drive-in theater setup right there, just kind of as a, a fun thing to do. Petrified wood, very rare with bark on it. 1/32 scale slot car track that runs on solar power with the HO slot car right there. So yeah, that's the old studio. There's the exit sign if you want to know how to get out of here. There's the exit sign, a lot of old school stuff. I even got a Geiger counter right there that works. So if there's any kind of a accident, I can tell if there's radiation in the neighborhood. So yeah, a little bit of old studio action there. I have plans to put a streaming system in the 65, but I'm kind of thinking twice about that because it gets so warm. The computer system would overheat on the 65, but I want to set up a live streaming studio in the 65 to stream out of the 65, but it does get so hot. Shout out to the Zero TV squad. So yeah.
We the People 75 said, I think We the People 75 is probably drooling again.
It's a lot of work, Gary. Here's something that's really cool. So I did all this weekend. This is a USB speaker. Sounds pretty decent. It's a Dell. It's hooked into my audio mixer system, so this mixer right here, if I unmute my mixer, we'll get feedback. Test. See, we'll hear that coming out of that speaker. So this volume knob right here controls my speaker. But obviously, I'm on the stream. We don't want to echo back. This volume knob on the left, right there, controls the audio in my ear that goes to my FM transmitter. That's how I'm not wearing a headset. So I'm not wearing a headset. I'm wearing a radio, headphones. So I'm tuned into 94.3 on my radio. I'm pretty much doing this for Gary or anybody that's interested in how you can build a studio on the cheap. So I got my FM radio that's got the audio coming out of the computer up here. I have a white cable coming all the way over here, and it goes all the way across here, and it runs right here, and it goes into my old studio, and it goes into this switch box, and I can switch from several different sources. Goes into source 4. I can switch to all the different studios. So I use this for all my studios, and it goes into my C Crane FM tuner, and that's how I'm listening to myself in queue and listening to the music in the background and anything that I play. I don't need Bluetooth headphones. I can go out in the yard and hear everything on the stream because this thing covers the whole property. So that's how that's working. That's how I'm doing this without Bluetooth headphones. And as far as my microphone, well, it's the thing that I got in my hand. I'm using my phone. This right here is the microphone. So the audio that you're hearing is coming from here. So the closer I go, the further away. So that's how I'm working microphone. And this is hooked up to 2.4 gigahertz that's hooked up to this access point right here, close to the front part of the property. That's how I was able to walk so far away from the stream, and you could still hear me. This is specifically for this phone. There's no other device hooked to this except this phone, so I can get the cleanest connection. So that's how I'm getting my microphone and video to you, through here, and how I'm hearing whenever the butler's talking and everything comes through my headphones. Right here, my little earbuds.
We the People 75 said, yeah, how do you do the radio broadcast frequency? That was amazing to hear.
Yeah, and if I want to go further, I have a bigger transmitter, but we're not going to show that on the stream. But yeah, a guy that's been in radio has radio gear. Let's just leave it at that. I can cover 12 to 15 to 17 to 20 miles if I want to. Yeah, we'll just stay with that, and we'll just a little bit TMI there. So I think I'm going to be easing out of the stream. This was a lot longer than normal, but I was breaking the fast. I can't finish this. This is just, I'm going to have to stop right here. My blood sugar was 77 yesterday morning, and it was 85 this morning.
Said, has any of the bird eggs hatched?
No, and I haven't. I forgot to premiere that video, Janice, but we got a lot of eggs. Look for a video short. It's not going to be a premiere. Look for a video short, probably coming out today, of the Purple Martins. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, the Purple Martin house, right there. Let's we can't zoom in. I got a pole set to put a closer camera. I'm gonna have 2 cameras on the Purple Martin set up there. Oh, that storm's getting close. Anyway, so I got a video coming out. It's gonna be a short, maybe 2 shorts, of the exact count of the eggs and which house it is in, because each one of these is labeled a different, so we can keep track of what's going on in each one of these houses. So yeah, I'll give you an update on that. Did I tell you how good this was?
Ernie Keck said, if I wanted to have your whole setup, cameras, computers and the solar system, all wiring and gadgets, how much money would I need to invest into it, if you don't mind me asking?
Ernie, if I could tell you that question, I mean, seriously, I'm an open book. I have no idea. Remember, I've been in the tech business since I was a kid. I was the little kid that was a mad scientist. I was taking things apart. So a lot of this stuff I've been doing, I've been in the tech career my whole life. I started working at Western Auto when I was a kid, putting together, when I was underage. But my mom knew the manager at Western Auto in the local town. So I started putting together bikes and wagons and furniture for the store. And I had my own toolbox, and I was little. I had my own toolbox and everything. I was so happy. I was on cloud 9. So I've been doing this stuff my whole life. So it's been a collective of, you know, all the stuff I gathered and put together and designed and engineered myself. I have no idea what it would cost. I have not a clue. I can walk out in the yard and show you what my solar panels cost real quick, and that'll give you an idea. We can go do that real quick. The ones in the front yard. Just let me grab one more spoonful of this. And as far as the computer equipment, I get most of my computers. Make sure I get over here where my audio's not cutting out. I get them for free. I do IT work for local businesses, and I get their, quote, rejects that are just fine. It just does, people just don't know how to fix them. So I rarely buy computers. I did buy that last one, not the one in the kitchen studio, but I bought the one in the big studio. I paid $216, Ernie, for a 6th generation Dell XPS. The only problem is I only had 12 gigs of RAM, so I put 16 in it. I had the RAM laying around. It's got a 540 NVMe or M.2 NVMe drive. It's solid state, that's all that matters. And it's got a 960 Ti in it. So anyway, back to the solar panels. You're looking at two strings here, 6 and 6. They're completely separate. This group of 6 is 100 watt panels each. Those are 100 watts each as far as each one of the panels. So that's technically 600 watts and 600 watts. They're series together. So this positive is hooked to this negative, that negative is hooked to that positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And it comes in the house at about 130 to 120 volts DC. I'm always using DC stuff. I don't do micro inverters or any of that stuff. It's just more crap to go bad. And I'm always DC and 12 volt systems because my inverters for my house will work with the inverters of my truck. I don't have to worry about extra batteries for 24 volt, 48 volt systems, 72. I always recommend 12 volt for Tinker Toy systems like what I do. So this is all going into the house. So each one of these panels costs about $100. You're going to pay $1 a watt for these panels. That's the going rate. Anything below $1 a watt is a good deal. Now, there's people out there touting how good rich solar panels are. Well, I beg to differ. I will never buy another rich solar panel again until they reimburse me for these. I haven't contacted them yet, but maybe they'll see this video. But see where this electrolyte, the green stuff there is interacting with the rainwater? Electrolysis, basically. So that conductor right there, bus bar, has voltage on it. And when the rain hits this grounded part, which is the frame, you can see it's creating a little lightning bolt arc. All right? And that's creating that green stuff that we see. That also cuts down on the current. It's doing it down here as well. So the new bash I got from Rich Solar are doing this. This one's doing it, that one's doing it. Not all of them are doing it. So they have a quality control issue. See, look at this. These are going to start doing it too. You can see where the glass is separating right there. So this array, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I used to recommend Rich Solar and I don't anymore because of this. Look at this down here. Got the green right here where it's touching the conductor and it's shorting out on the frame. So yeah, big fail, Rich Solar. I got solar panels that are almost 25 years old that have not done this. These things here are maybe a couple of years old and they're doing this. So I do not recommend Rich Solar anymore. And there's a guy, a big YouTuber, real big YouTuber, you probably all seen him, and he's touting Rich Solar, Rich Solar, Rich Solar, they're the greatest thing. No, they're not. Not anymore. Look at this. It's starting to happen on this one right here. And that one right there. And these three panels are going to be, we'll see how long they last. But I have both of these strings coming in the house, and I do everything low rent. As far as what I mean by, I don't spend a lot of money on stuff. So I use extension cord like this, and I put MC4 connectors on it. And it's just going into the house. And I put a big hole in the side of the house. And it goes to my charge controllers. I have 5 different solar systems hooked into the house. This is just the one in the garage. And it goes, so one of those strings of 600 watts goes to this charge controller. The other one goes to this charge controller. And that's the two, these are 40 amp EP Ever charge controllers. And then I put these little computer fans on them to cool these heat sinks. It does help. So I'll just turn that on just for a second while we're doing this. And this is the inverter that's powering the stream right now. The power coming out of this is actually coming from the stream. The power coming out of this is powering the stream right now. And here's the batteries. Like when it's dark, this is the batteries that are right now. It's so dark that we're tapping into the batteries. So I'm going to take, and when I go back into the house, I'm going to tell our assistant to turn our grid power on. And the switching mechanism for that is up here that I designed. Everything I do is my own design. So that's a transfer switch. I got a smart switch there, a power conditioner that goes to another smart switch, and that's how I'm going from grid to solar. So we're going to go ahead and switch to grid power because this is why. Look at my battery bank. Can you see that? It's 12.8 volts. It should be up around 14.5. I don't know if you can see that. So now we're going to tell our assistant to switch back to grid power, and you're going to watch the lights flicker just for a second. Computer, turn grid power on. Click. You heard it click. And then now we'll see our battery voltage jump up. Now we're on grid power. We're not tapped into solar, so now we're at 13.3 already. We're getting about 10 amps per array. And I don't know if that's coming out on the screen. So yeah, I have designed all my systems to be completely automated. They're done with schedules and voice commands. My whole house is that way. The same way with the refrigerator. The refrigerator's got its own switching system over here. Right here. It's got a smaller transfer switch with a smart switch. So I can tell the assistant, turn the refrigerator on or off, and it'll turn the smart switch on or off. But right now, I'm on grid power, so I'm charging my battery just in case the power goes out with this storm. You never want to go into a storm with low batteries. So I got a transfer switch here. So I got 2 transfer switches in the house, and I got another one I bought I need to hook up. I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it. So, cameras and guns. This is 6K to buy. Let's see. Let's see. The invasion of the border is unreal. Hope you got good security. Well, yeah. I mean, look. This is just one of my camera systems. Y'all don't see my other camera system. That's just one. And I have 2 different systems. So if one fails, I have redundant camera placement on all my cameras. If you think I'm blowing smoke, let me show you. I got redundant indoor cameras. This is Blue Iris system, the one that we use on the stream, and the one you never see is my Hike Vision system. We'll go out in the front and I'll show you the redundancy again. This happy camera has a microphone. That's my Hike Vision. It even says it on there. This is my Blue Iris system. Every camera system is redundant. So right now we're being recorded on both the Blue Iris and Hike Vision. I also have an assistant out here, so I can say, Alexa, play Fly Train from Plex.
Playing Fly Train Fly Away _ mastered by various artists from the album.
It's mastered by me.
Album.
I need to put my name in there. So there we go. That's my music. So I have this assistant out here so I can control the house from outside if I want to, or listen to music or whatever. So yeah, the house is it doesn't look like it's a smart house from the outside because look at the yard. People think, oh, this guy needs to cut his grass. People give me crap about this all the time. Almost daily, a neighbor will stop by and give me crap about the yard. But it's nature. The bees are thriving out here. The flowers are thriving. I have gardens planted in my yard. This is that fig tree that's just doing really good this year. That's a Chinese strawberry tree. All these flowers, the bees use it. They're pollinators. The bees need these flowers. It's nature. I'm not at war with nature. I'm never going to be at war with nature. And like these, I plant this. This is Huban clover. Right here. The bees in the evening, when it's feeding time, this will be covered with 2 or 3 different varieties of bees. You can already see them moving in right now. Look at the bees. Bees, 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 different varieties. So to the people that want me to cut my yard and trying to fine me $500 a day for doing it, step back. I'm really getting sick of it. Last year they going to fine me $500 a day because I wouldn't cut my yard. So they're at war with nature, not me. All right, I got that rant out of the way. So, why that's, let's see, Ernie Keck. Wow, that's wild to see you have mad talent, Fry. Well, don't envy me at all, because remember, jealousy is a wasted emotion. I'm just happy to what I want to do is teach people how to do what I do. I want to show people how to do things on a budget, because everything I do is always homegrown. It's on a budget. I want to do more teaching. Here's what I wanted to show everybody before I jump out of the stream. So the TV, I lost the base for it because I had this mounted somewhere where I had to take the base of the TV off. So I had these Rubik's Cubes, and I discovered if you just twist the Rubik's Cube that one direction like that. I wish this camera was better. See, if I had a bigger budget, I'd have a better camera. So if you do the Rubik's Cube like that, it holds the TV from falling forward. And then what's keeping it from falling forward is I'm using painter's tape on the top. So there you go. It's held up by Rubik's Cubes. And it kind of looks cool. And then I put the Rubik's Cubes on the sides. And I got the little LED action going there. I do everything on a budget. You know, just like my assistants here. They're mounted right here. I have the G1, and these are the two A ones, if you know what I'm talking about. This one's hooked into my streaming system, so I can say, computer, what time is it? Do I have it muted? Computer, what time is it?
It's 4:17
Ernie
p.m.
Keck said, you know what, let them talk. The more they get mad and complain, the more you should let it grow.
Well, I can't, Ernie, because the city starts coming after me and they send me an I was ready for that. So yeah, your mobile connection is unstable, so I was ready for that one. So my mobile connection, even it says unstable. Let's see why it would be unstable. I have a backup microphone ready to go. Ready to go. Testy. Testy. Test. Test. Check. So we should be back. So we should be back now. Let's see if our mobile cam's back. So I set up a backup. So I set up a backup camera. Here we go. Backup. A backup. Way over here, though. It's way over here, though. I set this backup mic right here. Backup mic right here. So now we're probably talking to two microphones. You're hearing the echo. You're hearing the echo. But I got this one ready to go whenever the mobile camera. And I did that also this weekend. So now you're hearing me on two audios. One's got a delay. One's got a delay. One doesn't. But it's hanging off the bamboo. Like I said, I do everything with a budget. There's the bamboo that I grow on the property. And I use the bamboo to support a ton of things. It's very strong. I got the bamboo there, bamboo here, and that's how I route the cables that goes to the studio. So yeah, I set up this thing. I found this mic in a drawer. I know you're hearing an echo. I'll stop it here. I'll stop it here. Boom. So anyway, here's my backup mic right here. It's an old stereo mic that plugs straight into the computer, hanging off of a piece of plastic that I salvaged out of TV frames. So I collect the parts out of the TV because I use them for all kinds of electronic projects. And this was the plastic frame that holds the Fresnel lenses and stuff in the TVs. And I can move this up or down, so it's on a sliding mechanism. So if you look, I can slide it up and I can slide it down the way I got it designed to be wherever I want to be. And when I'm not using it, the coolest part is I can just take it like this, and I can just swing it over the back of these TVs. It's not in my way, and boom. My backup microphone. I also use that mic for when I'm on panels, because I can't port my camera mic into the panels. It only goes to Prism. So that's enough tech talk. Is there anybody left watching? Everybody's gone, or they've fallen asleep. Let's see. Do you have beehives? I wish I did. I need to work on that. That's going to be one of my next projects. You don't realize how much I work. My workflow has been nuts lately. So I don't know. I'll probably, if I do beehives, it's going to have to be somebody to take care of them for me. And then if I could ever be have an exit strategy with YouTube and have YouTube be my career, and not have the workload I have with the radio station and other projects I'm working on, I can probably take care of beehives. At this point, it's not going to happen. I want to have bat houses. I want to have beehives. And I already have the water well. I got the fruit trees. I got all the seeds you can imagine, all heirloom. I have everything that you could think about if you want to be prepared for what's coming. And the security systems. And I have a sniping tower. Yeah, I called it that. So anyway, I built the tower in 2009, I think. Yeah, so yeah, I've been getting prepared for what's coming pretty soon. Bats, bees, and flowers. Yep, amen, Lauren. Big time. So let's check that radar one more time before we ease out of the stream. And let's see how close that storm's getting to us. So that one storm that they had this alert about. Here, let's step it up a notch.
Grange, Rabs Prairie, Serban, Plum, Warda, Northrop, West Point, Winchester, Ledbetter, and Mechanics. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Move indoors immediately.
I'm not telling my
secrets. One of
secrets.
nature's leading
Trust
killers.
me.
Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio Station WXK27 in Austin, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.400 megahertz, originating from the Austin San Antonio Weather Forecast Office. The current time is 4:22 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The Austin NOAA Weather Radio Roundup. At 4 p.m. at Austin Bergstrom, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 89, the dew point 73, the relative humidity was 59%, producing a heat index of 97, the wind south at 12 miles an hour gusting to 22, and the pressure was 29.85 inches and...
All right, enough of that. So that storm is coming from this direction right here. So you can see, if we look up, you'll be able to see it. See it right there, coming. It's right there. Should I stop eating this? Or should I try to finish it all? I know you're not supposed to overeat when you go out of a fast. What should I do in the chat room? What should I do in the chat? Should I eat that? Come on. I need some assistance. This is where I need willpower. You know, I was able to go 5 days without eating. An absolute single thing. Nothing.
Nightbot. Said heart love you all heart. Well, most of you rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Funny, Nightbot. So, should I eat the rest of this? Looks like you really like the mulberry mix. Eat it? Alright, so that's one vote for eat it. Let's see, what is it? I just got here. It's, I had 2 eggs, so I'm breaking my fast. I had 2 eggs with a little bit of grass-fed cheese. This is a little bit of butter on the bottom. Walnuts. The walnut butter that I make, which is just walnuts, blended up. And then mulberries that I picked about 3 hours ago. And just a touch of honey on the top, and a little bit of cinnamon. So, at this point, it's hard to stop eating it, so I got 1 vote for finish it, but my stomach says maybe I should stop. I'll probably just end up putting this back in the deep freeze. Right now. Yep. Actually, that. We're going back in the deep freeze. I can't handle it. So this will be dessert for tomorrow. I'm going to grab some blueberries while I'm in here, just for good measure. And maybe we'll finish off our breakfast with some frozen organic pineapples. pieces. Right there. You gotta let these defrost a little bit before you eat them. No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing that for the stream, Sherry. Or Shirley. My stomach is a lot smaller than it was 5 days ago. And yeah, no. You're not supposed to be eating, but you're not supposed to be snacking. So this is good stuff right here. The good ones have the oranger look to them. The ones that are harder are kind of white. So this is kind of a 50-50 bag. But this is high in vitamin C. But no, I'm not going to finish that later. It's just too much. It's too much. Enough is too much. Oh, look at that storm rolling in. Now this is good too. Wow. I don't have any sugar at all as far as added sugar in my lifestyle anymore, so everything is ultra sweet. Like that dish that I made is just with that little bit of honey I add on the top. But I put the honey on there for nutrition, not the sweet taste. If I could have unsweet honey, that would be awesome. And yeah, I'm eating this, and it's so sweet. It tastes so sweet, and it's just pineapples. It's like I almost can't finish eating this. I started off at about 146 pounds. And that was a day after I started my fast on Wednesday. Friday I weighed at 144. Saturday I weighed, never eat when you're talking, at 141.6. Sunday I weighed 140. And Monday I weighed in at 39.2. Just for fasting for 5 days for the most part. 118 hours, whatever that is. Nurse Pepper 1. Sounds familiar. I watch Southern Prepper 1 a lot. At least I used to. What's Nurse Pepper 1? Let's check the sugar on pineapples. Total sugars, 14 grams. I don't know the first serving size. Can't read that print. Let's see if I can read it on the screen. That's kind of focused right there. Well, yeah, you're going to get sugar from fruit, but this sugar is in the pulp membrane, so your body can't. It's different. If you had pineapple juice, that would spike your blood sugar big time. But the fact that you're eating this and your body can only get a hold of some of the sugar a little bit at a time is way different than if you were to juice this and drink it. Yeah, you never want to drink pineapple juice, but eating pineapples is pretty safe. And yeah, of course it's going to spike your sugar. But, alright, one more of these and I'm done. There. I officially broke my fast and you saw what I ate. So, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, there's no way I could eat anymore. I feel stuffed. I really should have eaten half of what I ate, but That stuff was so good. Oh, look at that. Somehow we got a mulberry on the floor. And I have mulberry juice staying on the top of the camera here. Isn't that funny? I don't know where that came from. Huh. Ain't that something? No, I couldn't, Ernie. Not now. I couldn't eat candy. It'd be just too sweet for me. But you know what I'm going to do? I've been busting my butt. I was up till 2:30 in the morning working on the radio station video system and working on this in the background. Upgrading the monitors. And it's so much cooler. This was like a space heater here when I'd stand right here because I had screens just facing me. These are LED screens. They put off a lot less heat. Storm's getting closer. So I'm going to have to roll over Rusty Watt in the garage pretty soon.
Partly sunny 89. Burnett sunny 91. Junction mostly sunny 97.
I think it's pretty cool that Rusty Watt can power a window unit. 9500 BTU window unit. Yeah, it's getting dark quick. Alright, that's it. No more chewing for me today. I only eat once a day anyway. I'm thinking about eating once every other day now. I'm going to start with that. We'll see if that'll work. So it'll be interesting to see if I want to eat tomorrow. Do y'all want to see me roll Rusty Watt back in the garage? Or should we just ease out of the stream? I can go put Rusty Watt up, or I can just shut her down. When S hits the fan, Fry will be the richest man in the block. Yeah, every one of my vehicles, for the most part, has solar panels on it, so everything can be charged. So do y'all want to go with me to put Rusty Watt back in the garage? We can do that if you want. That's a yes or no question. Yeah, eating is not something I'm used to doing lately. We need to wash off our, we got butter, Katie, we got butter on your glasswork. I gotta wash that off there. Yes? Alright, well, if the signal works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, we're gonna pour some hot water on Katie's blue wrench right here. And we'll put that back on the stove, and then we'll go put Rusty Watt up so it doesn't get hail damage. So at least I'll have 1,000 watts of solar that I still have. It's completely protected. It's another reason why I put solar power on Rusty Watt. So if, and we do get hailstorms that bad here in Texas where it can take out your solar panels, I'll have 1,000 watts protected in the garage, and it'll be Rusty Watt to save the day. I have 2 inverters on Rusty Watt, and I can put 3 inverters on Rusty Watt. I have a backup inverter. I have 2 backup. I have 5 backup inverters. So yeah. And by the way, the S has hit the fan already. It's just a slow hit the fan. It's not ready, set, go, Armageddon. It's already hit the fan. Look at how many food processing plants have been deliberately, or quote, accidentally exploded, burned up, and destroyed in the last 6 months. The wind is rolling in. I need to step it up a notch. So yeah, look at that. Look at this stuff that's happened with the train derailments. Whether it was on purpose or accident, it's still happening. So the S has hit the fan. Look at the political state of the world, much less the United States. Look at the monetary system of the world and the United States. How it's crumbling. It's chaos. Look at the people's health and all around the world, and especially the United States. It's crumbling. It's chaos. Look at the public full systems. It's a really sad situation there. Look at all the propaganda they push us with Big Pharma. It's a sad mess. Alright, so the wind is coming in. We need to go get Rusty Watt. So if the connection stays, it stays. So I'm going to take y'all with me. So if we drop connection, I'm going to actually put my microphone on Q. So I'm going to hear myself back. So I know when we drop. No, I can't do that. Alright, yeah, I just need to go do this. So if I drop, then, you know, love you all kind of thing. I'm not going to, the stream's not going to drop, but my connection could cut out a little bit here and there. Because I'm going to be in the 65 and I'm going to drive it back into the garage instead of pushing it. Sometimes I push it back, but I'm not in the mood for that right now. So this is what I do. I hope I'm still going. So I use bamboo for everything. I grew this bamboo, and that's how I prop this panel up here. So I just pull it off there, toss it in there, and the panel swings down. I can even do adjustments. I have different size bamboo. This back panel stays out for now. It's on a PVC pipe, not bamboo, but that will be upgraded to bamboo later. This one's on a because I wanted different adjustments on this side, because this is my work side. So I got different holes so I can adjust the thing to different levels. We just swing that down and boom. Now we can pull her in the garage. Let's see if she's going to fire up before the storm gets here. Now is when I'll be cutting out if I cut out. So maybe somebody can give me some feedback in the chat if I'm still live. So she should just bump right over. There we go. Of course, it died. Alright, so this is what we do in this case. So what happens with this truck is that I don't drive it enough. So I put a primer bubble back here. So I'm going to have to prime the system back, because I really usually just push this thing in most of the time. So I'm priming it back. Looks like I'm out of focus. So you push it, I'm allowing it to suck back without getting air. And once you get all the air out of the first part of the line, I need to put a check valve in my fuel system, or a small electronic fuel pump, a low PSI one, so I don't have to do this. So, and this is my fuel tank, because I took it out of the back of the seat. I doubt if I'm even still streaming. This thing's probably disconnected. It says it's connected, but I don't trust it. Alright, so that should be enough to get it started. We might have it flooded by now. You can kind of feel a little bit of back pressure when it's really getting a lot of gas. Right around there. Right there, that's about it. So right now we're probably flooded the carb, because it will push past the float, because I'm putting that much pressure on it. We need to undo our extension cord. That would have not been good. My inverter's still on. Yeah, that would have been catastrophic. Glad thought about that. This is what was running the window unit. I do everything on a budget, but I'm in control of my setup. So there's no chips and AI doing my stuff. I'm manually plugging my stuff in and out when it comes to that kind of thing. And I can bypass all of the AI stuff that I have to turn my my transfer switches. That's just a convenience. Alright, now let's see what we're working with. There we go. And we're just going to pop her in gear and roll real fast in the garage. This is how I do it. I shut her off, and when I hit the boom, I hit the wall there a little bit. I leave it in gear, grab the key, and then I get out of here. I do this every day. On last year, and I put it right under the tire just for good measure, and the garage door can even shut with this solar panel extended out the back there. So I don't know how much of that made it on the stream, but it'll be interesting to go back and watch and see how much did. So there we go. Now I have 1,000 watts of solar, and I designed this solar array to swivel down as well. It's on fence gates. This is on gates, like the cattle gates. And these panels can swivel down. Originally I designed it to swivel all the way down and it goes down. But when I added these panels this way, it can't swivel down as far. So I should have put them on higher poles, but I didn't want to block the road view for my cameras. So I used to be able to protect these from hail, but I'm going to have to come up with a better design on that. I just wish I had a bigger front yard. If I had a bigger front yard, I'd have twice as many panels, if not 3 times as many panels in the front yard. The closer to the house, the better. I used to have panels right here. I'm thinking about building a gazebo thing right here with just solid panels, because this is where I get most of the sun on my property that's consistent, is right here, this close to the house. Okay, talking about this close to the house. All right. So we got the 65 Chevy back in there, and yeah, I have solar panels everywhere. The spider just came in the house. I don't care. It's a garden spider. All right, so did that show up on the stream? Can I get some feedback? Did y'all see the whole trip? Did you see the whole trip? Let's check out Zed's art, Katie's art. That is Zed. He made that 8-ball with the ant aluminum art. There's Katie's glass work. Katie's blue wrench for all the people that need to promote their channels. Here's the original wrench from back in the day. It's been retired. It's not blue. Alright, so I got a thumbs up there. Alright, love you all. We're going to be easing out of the stream, and we might do this again tomorrow. So let's take one more quick look at the storm rolling in, and let's pop up the radar and see what we're working with here. It's a slow mover. Yeah, it's getting here though. Alright. Well, love y'all, and we'll, like I said, we might do this again tomorrow. Depends on my workload. A lot of stuff has changed at the radio station, and I have to basically take up the slack, is all I got to say. All right. And that's me rolling the 65 out in the morning. That's me pulling the panels out in the morning. I never wear a shirt, by the way, unless I'm in public. And actually, I ride my bike without a shirt. So I just ride my bike with shorts, no shoes, no shirt.
So it's pretty comfortable. It's actually, I guess I could let a little more air out. Yep, it's really working out pretty good. You see, I can have my laptop right around here, so I can do work if I need to, or live stream. And the big test is can I sit up in here without hitting my head on this thing? And that is a yes. So now I'm sitting on it like a chair. And that works out pretty good.
All right, Ernie, I'll address that question. All right, so there we go. Why don't I put them on the roof? Well, I'll show you why. I thought I was into the stream till that question came up. When you put solar panels on your roof, I need water. When you put them on your roof is the worst place to put solar panels but it's the most convenient place to put solar panels, okay? It's the worst place to put them for them to operate efficiently and for you to clean them and for you to not have holes in your roof. So when you put solar panels on your roof, you're doing a lot of things. First, you enter into an adhesion contract with the company that owns the panels. They basically own the real estate on your roof. And when it's stormy and dirty, like the pollen, like in this part of the world, and bird poop and all the stuff that we get here in Texas, the solar panels get dirty really fast. So that decreases the efficiencies of the solar panels by sometimes 10%, a dirty panel or more. Depends on the panels and the condition. So number one, I know there's wind noise. It's from the camera out back, but the storm's rolling in. Number one, it decreases the efficiency. All right, so your roof is the hottest place around your house because it's getting the radiant heat out of your attic. The roof is generally black. The sun's just beating right on your roof. So a hot solar panel produces less power. A solar panel up on your roof is hard to clean. A solar panel on your roof is basically whoever you're contracted with owns that part of your roof, and you're stuck with that. Solar panel on your roof puts holes in your roof. So there's just a couple of reasons right there, and I could keep going. If you have an old roof like mine, I put a few solar panels up there before I knew the mistake I was making. Not a whole bunch, but they're still up there. I can't get to them anymore because my roof shingles are so old. They're the age of the house. So let's ask how old my shingles are. All right. I can't walk on my roof anymore is what I'm saying. Computer. How long ago was 1997?
1997 ended 25 years, 4 months, and 1 week ago.
So my roof is over 24 years old, or 25, whatever it said. I cannot walk on my roof anymore as of about 5 years ago. Because you'll slip, because all the gravel has released from the tar or whatever's in the composite shingles there. So those solar panels are up there for life until I build I'm going to have to build some type of cable system going all the way across the middle of the roof. I'm going to have to set a pole going to the other tower and put some kind of harness on my chest and then grapple to that cable like I'm climbing a tower, and I'll be able to walk on my roof and it'll catch me when I keep slipping to take the solar panels off. That's another reason why you don't put solar panels on your roof, because you can't maintain them, especially if you have an old roof like mine. So hopefully that covers it. How's it going there, YouTube police? All right, we're out for sure now. Love you all, and just remember.
Beautiful. Yum.
Mac and Cheese by Ayn Rand.